Heavy metal
My
rock.
global mind.
Father of mine, tell me, where did you go? Had the world inside your hand, did not seem to know. Father of mine, tell me, what do you see when you look back at your wasted?
I'm Robert Cavuto, and today on My Global Mind, we are speaking with Alexakis of Everclear for the release of their new live album, Live at the Whisky A Go-Go, on September 8th. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Rob. Also, thanks for saying my name perfectly.
Oh, wow.
That's really well.
Thank you.
How do you pronounce your name?
Yeah, mine's always a mouthful, so I haven't worked on it. Cavuto, like Neil Cavuto and the finance guy on Fox.
It's just Cavuto. I thought it was Cavuoto. It's
That's
Cavuto. Okay.
If you were in Italy, that's how you would say it. Cavuoto.
Right. See, I'm Greek. You
You're
know,
Greek.
we do these things. We speak. we. You know, it's really funny because in the U.S., people in the U.S. butcher my name constantly.
Yeah.
And they're always bragging, like people are always bragging, oh, I'm gonna nail your name. I go, okay, what you got? Nope, wrong. But people who in Europe, or people who've been to Europe, or even anyone internationally, they say it right. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is odd. Yeah, growing up, people, you make a reservation or, an appointment, nobody could get it right. Even when you spell it, they were just like, what? 2 O's? How does this work? So yeah, I totally
and I
agree with you.
And I got an X in my name. People lose their mind.
Yeah. That's
so, man, how you doing? What's going on?
Good. Congratulations. It's a new, awesome album. Lots of positive energy on that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, people are talking about it. It's fun. It was fun to make.
What a legendary venue, too. Did you guys feel the ghosts of artists from the past lingering around and powering you through this?
I felt the ghost of bad behavior that I did there in the late 70s and 80s when my friends' bands used to play there, and I used to be a drug dealer. And so that's the ghost I was feeling. I've seen so many bands I can't even tell you. I saw X there in 1979, 78, 80, and it was just like legendary show. Cheap Trick. So many great bands have played there, and not just played there, recorded there. You know?
Yeah, that's it. I grew up in New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey, and I went to California once with a whole bunch of guy friends, heavy metal dudes, and Motley Crue was going to perform there live back in 1990, 1991. We waited on this tremendous line, but the place only holds 300 people or something like that. There must have been like 2,000 people online, and they said, go home, don't waste your time, you're not getting in.
Yeah, that sucks, man. You guys must have been just heartbroken.
We were.
It legally holds 485, but I think you're right. I think back in the day, it held less people.
Yeah,
I think you're right. But when we played there for this show, there was over 600. They stopped counting. It was crazy. My wife was in the back in a booth, and there was people just standing right in front of her booth. They had to her and her friends and their mom and her aunt had to stand on the chairs, the seats, just to see over the crowd. And it was like, she said going to the bathroom took like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you have to go to the bathroom when I'm on stage? Come on.
Yeah, well, you got to wait till before. That's great. Did you find it difficult to pick a set list, knowing that this was going to be recorded?
No, man, we just went into it. We tour so much. We do so many one-offs. We're literally at a place right now playing like 95 shows a year. Seriously. Yeah. And, we got a bus tour coming up. I'm sure we're going to talk about that. But we do flyaway dates almost every weekend, multiple. And it's awesome. Love the work. It's taking care of me and my guys. Everybody most of my guys own houses or buying houses, and we, no one has day jobs. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You can support yourself and all the people that work for you with your music. That's wonderful. Living the dream. But at the same time, a lot of work. But one thing it does do, makes you tight, man. We were really tight. So when we went into this show, we just were like, I just wrote a regular set list,
Yeah.
It might have been a little bit longer, but then the label came to me and said, we want 14 to 15 songs. I'm like, well, we've got about 19 recorded, but okay. And I gave them those, and then they came back and they go, this sounds amazing. You got any more songs? I go, yeah. Well, let us have them. I go, I didn't work on them. They're not mixed. They're not, they're not ready to go. You better pony up some more dough if you want that.
Yeah.
And you're not going to make your date. And so they're like, nah, it's okay. So we ended up putting a song called Year of the Tiger, which we did on our own last year and put out, and a song called Sing Away. I just saw the video for it, the first rough of the video. It needs a little work. It looks pretty good.
Very
so
cool.
That'll be coming out too. But yeah, we just went into it going, man, let's just play our set,
Yeah. No, that's great. I was going to tell you the band sounded super tight. You must have been in a great state of mind with such a positive vibe going on. Do you recall what was going your headspace going into that show?
Well, coming into the show, I was stoked because I had never played the Whisky. I played every other club in LA just about, except for maybe the Forum, but I never played the Whisky. So it's kind of bucket list for me. And I was very excited. The band was excited. Our buddy Sponge opened up for us. Sponge from Detroit, great band. Took us on our first bus tour back in 95. And so we've always been friends, and I've took him on tour a bunch of times since. But I was in a good mood until sound check, and nothing worked. My drummers in-ear monitors weren't working. My bass player Freddy's stop Siri, stop talking. His bass wasn't working. Davey's in-ear monitors weren't working. It was like all the stuff just dropped on us like right before the show. So we were a little stressed, but we talked about it. We're just like, screw it, man. Let's just go out and play a great show. And just the crowd was singing along, just freaking out, jumping up and down. Wait till you see the video. I just got a rough of the video of the whole show, so I got to go through it. But yeah, we did one of Heroin Girl, which is out on the internet right now. But yeah, we got the whole show that we're going to release after the tour.
Oh, very cool.
But yeah, but no, man, it was once we got into it, it was just, when you play in front of a great crowd, especially in a place like the Whisky, it's just, there's just something bigger than itself. That kind of history, that kind of legacy, it just means something.
Yes.
It's one of those intangibles,
Yeah.
You can't put your finger on it, but it's there. It's palpable. It's real. It's there. And that was exciting.
When all this stuff is going wrong during sound check and you got in your mind that you're doing an album and you got one shot to record this, I mean, I know it's adding to stress, but what's like going through your head? Like, oh my God, this is so screwed up.
I'm like, we'll see what we got when we're done. If it's great, we'll put it out. If not, it costs us a couple of grand to record it, a few grand. And I'll eat it before I give it to the label if it's gonna suck. It didn't suck.
No.
Need a few lines replaced here and there, a few lines tuned. Really couldn't tune anything because of the fact that the drums were in all the microphones because he didn't have his drum monitor, right? Yeah. He had a speaker, and that was blaring into my mic. So because of that, it gives it a very real live sound. but it also limits you on what you can do in post, which is great because it made it more real and more. There's a few notes there that I'd like to tune. I'm just lived with it. It's rock and roll.
Yeah.
You just go.
It's supposed to be dangerous, right? It's not all supposed to be perfect.
It's 100% supposed to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What songs, when you play live, still make the hair on your arm stand up?
Not necessarily songs we play now, but there are songs that make that happen to me. But you got to remember, I played these songs thousands of times. I'm not over exaggerating. It's thousands of times.
Yeah.
But when I hear people singing Santa Monica, like thousands of people singing Santa Monica, that gets the hairs on the back of my neck up. When I hear people singing Father Mine and seeing people get emotional about Father Mine and Wonderful and like grown men crying, you know, literally almost every show.
That's awesome.
Guys, big old tattooed muscle guys looking all mean and buff, and then they start saying the words to Father Mine, they're like making the cry faces, right?
Yeah. That must still mean a lot to you when people come up and tell you something like, this song means a lot to me. This song got me through. This song helped me. That's got to be real touching.
And, you know, I was at my doctor's today. My neurologist, I get as you probably know, I have multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
And I get a infusion of my medication once a month. And I got it this morning. And as I was leaving, this woman was coming in and she goes, Art. I'm like, yeah. She goes, you don't remember me, but I was in a band that opened with you about 22 years ago. And I just want to tell you, I listened to Father Mine today with my dad in the car, and we pulled over because we were crying.
Oh.
And I'm just like, wow. I go, you guys, he's heard it before. He goes, yeah. I mean, when we played with you, he bought all your records. And I'm like, wow, okay. So, I mean, I barely remembered her band, but you know, it was like a festival or something where she played like, her band played like, you know, 3 bands ahead of us. But I thought that was really special that her and her dad had that moment, because she had a really great relationship with her dad, but he didn't have a great relationship with his dad, which is usually the case, you know?
Yes.
A lot of times, like me, as a father, I've endeavored to break that cycle.
Yes.
That happened with my dad, his dad, his dad, his dad. There was a long line of paternal, just, you know, not necessarily abuse, but just abandonment that goes on my father's side way back. So, yeah, you know, I wasn't perfect. I'm not perfect as a father, but I'm there. I'm present. I'm working hard to try to be better. You know, if I have issues, I go to therapy. I've tried to work them out. I work with my sober fellowship. You know, that's the whole thing, is being there, not just physically being there right here. Because even when I can't be there with my family, I got FaceTime, I got Zoom. Right. I see my kid every day. Even if I'm on tour for 6 weeks, like I'm going to be pretty soon,
right?
I'll see her every day. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's really.
I was going to ask you, is it difficult to manage that, the success of a band, the family, and giving a tremendous performance every night? Because shit goes on in your life during the day and problems happen, and you can't take that up on stage with you.
Well, you shouldn't, but
right.
You know, we're human,
right?
And that's a really good question, Rob. I mean, I try really hard not to. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious. Mm-hmm. Believe in God. Don't believe in heaven and hell and stuff like that. That's just me. But before I go on stage, like about 2 minutes, 3 minutes before I go on stage, I really get into like a meditative place and pray, just asking for, you know, help me remember the words, help me not fall down with my MS, you know,
Yeah.
help me move as free as I can, help me be and more importantly, help me be a positive person on stage, not a negative person. I've been that a long time ago. And we, you know, all my guys, when we go out there, we respect the fact that we get to do this. We're so grateful we get to do this, that there's not very many shows where you get a less than 150% from any of us. But sometimes you come off stage, you go, not my best, boys, sorry, you know, F that up, you know, what are you gonna do? But it's never from lack of trying. But your original question is good. It's like, yeah, when you have a lot of stuff going on, it's rough, especially with MS and getting older and having back issues years ago and having surgery. And, you know, it's harder for me. It just is harder for me than 10 years ago. Way harder. I'd say 30-40% harder, but more than doable. So all I got to do is I got to buck it up and push on. I got to do everything I can do to make myself physically feel better and emotionally keep connected to my family, my sobriety, everything that goes on in my life, my friends, my band, and just be connected. And other than that, all you can do is give it everything you got, which we do. Yeah. We leave everything on the stage every night. I can say that with all honesty.
No, that's a great perception and great outlook on things, to be present in the moment and live it and hope for the best. I get it. Yeah. So you're gonna be heading out on a tour very, very shortly, another week or two, right? So the band's tight.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. But the band's super tight, but do you still have to rehearse? Do you still got to get up to speed? Do you still do pre-production? What do? You just hop on the bus and go?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Dude, we did 57 shows this year. Think about that. 57 shows. That's like 2 a week minimum.
Yeah.
Or 3 a week. And we did an Australian tour of 17 shows in 4 weeks. That's 4 shows, 4.5 shows a week, 4.25 shows a week. You know, we are constantly playing and constantly working.
Awesome.
There's one show is worth 100 practices, really. But we have been practicing our new song "Sing Away" in sound check. We've been working on that. Even though we recorded it, it's been a while. So we're getting up to speed on that. By the time we hit the stage at that first show on the 6th of September in Lexington, Kentucky, we'll have it nailed. We're almost there now.
Very cool. Now, you put out a solo album in 2019. Everclear hasn't put anything out since 2015. Is this positivity going the right direction with the live album, the tour? Could we hear some new music soon?
Well, you are hearing new music. There's 2 new songs on this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't really feel like I need to make a whole record. I mean, that takes a year of my life, to be honest with you. To do a song takes 2-3 weeks of working. Probably not, but there will definitely be more new Everclear music in the next year. We're going to re-release on vinyl World of Noise. That's going to come out. We might even release some other vinyl from some other albums that I can't say anything about, but we're working on that.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to record at least 1, if not 2 new songs every year and do videos for them and put them out there because fans love it. It super serves the fans, and it's fun to play new stuff, you know?
Yeah, you got it. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for the time. Fascinating interview, so insightful and honest. And I really appreciate your time. And I wish you the best with the new album and the tour. Have a great time.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's so nice to talk to you.
Yes, stay safe.
Take care.
Heavy metal rock.
Global mind.